The right thing to do, even according to law of war, is to allow the population to live. Benjamin Netanyahu has said this in August 2025. For Israel's leadership, this statement captures a deep strategic belief that Gaza problem cannot be solved while Hamas remain embedded among the civilian population. Israel war doctrine here is not only about destroying Hamas militarily, but dismantling the environment in which it thrives, dense, impoverished, embattled communities that Hamas can govern, recruit from, and use for cover. Report now suggests that Israel is exploring one of the most radical way to achieve this, that is relocating tens of thousands of Palestinians from Gaza to South Sudan, over 3,000 kilometers away. Officially called voluntary migration, it reflects a mindset that if you remove the population, you remove the base of support for Hamas, leaving the group isolated and weakened. Hamas, of course, would interpret such a move as a continuation of what they call the Nakba, the catastrophe of 1948 when Palestinians were displaced during Israel creation. For them, any mass relocation, voluntary or not, is a strategic victory for Israel and fatal blow to Palestinian cause. This is why Hamas resistance is not just about holding territory, but about ensuring Palestinians remain rooted in Gaza and the West Bank. Yet this Hamas mindset is also what drives Israelis' frustration. In Tel Aviv views, the Hamas uses civilian population as a shield, embeds its military infrastructure in urban areas, and thrive on perpetual siege conditions. Relocation from Israel's standpoint is a way to deny Hamas both human shield and political legitimacy, especially trying to cut off its oxygen supply. Now enter South Sudan, the unlikely destination in this report. The world's youngest nation, born in 2011 after a decade of civil war, it has been in near constant turmoil since independence. Corruption, factional fighting, famine, and reliance on oil revenue have left it fragile. It has hosted large refugee population before, but these often come from culturally and geographically closer regions like Sudan and Congo. Taking in large Palestinian population would strain its already minimal infrastructure and could cause tension with local communities still traumatized by their own displacement. South Sudan government have denied such relocation talk, calling them baseless, but timing of high-level Israeli delegation visiting Juba, its highest ever, has kept speculation alive. Civil society voices in South Sudan like activist Edmund Yakani warn that their country cannot be a dumping ground for other nations' conflict. From India's perspective, this development would be viewed through three lenses. Diplomatic neutrality, in which India has historically supported the Palestinian cause at the UN while maintaining growing strategic and defense ties with Israel. Such relocation plan would put New Delhi in a delicate position. It would have to balance solidarity with Palestinian people against its pragmatic partnership with Israel. India faces its own insurgency challenges in regions like Kashmir and Northeast. The idea of relocating civilian population to weaken insurgent group is legally and ethnically false, but strategic logic of cutting off insurgencies from these bases is something Indian security analysts would note. India have been expanding its presence in Africa, including in South Sudan, through development aid, peacekeeping, and energy investment. If relocation become real, it could affect India's relation in African Union, where many states oppose what they see as a forced displacement. Well, historically, relocation attempts have been problematic. In 1969, Israel has tried to resettle Palestinians in Paraguay with disastrous result. Many were left in poverty and isolation. That memory still fuels distrust among Palestinians today. In the present moment, Gaza remains in ruin after nearly 2 years of conflict. Military operations like Israel's recent push into Gaza City have displaced hundreds of thousands. Humanitarian group warns that moving people from one unstable area to another could violate international law, potentially being seen as a ethnic cleansing. From Israel, the hope is that by removing the civilian population, Hamas fighting capability and political grip would collapse. For Palestinians, it risks being the final erasure of their homeland. For South Sudan, it is a dangerous gamble with their fragile peace. And for India, it is a reminder that in multipolar world, conflicts are no longer confined to their borders. Decision made in Tel Aviv or Juba can ripple into New Delhi diplomacy, security thinking, and African partnership. Well, as of August, both Israel and South Sudan officially deny any binding relocation deal, but convergence of war, desperation, geopolitical maneuvering, and resolved historical grievances ensuring this debate is far from over.